Howdy, everybody. Welcome to Step into the Portal. My microphone cable is like caught on something, so it's short. So I choke myself every so often and whatnot. All right, we are here. We're going to play some Miss Marvel Smells Like Teen Spirit. That is her ability on the backside. So there was somebody in the LCG Discord who was saying they were having a little bit of trouble playing Miss Marvel, so I said, I'd love to play Miss Marvel, and I have some time right now, so decided it's fun to just kind of do some random things. So if you're here with me, feel free to say hello. If I can sneak in 2 games, I will. Whatnot, we'll have to see how long it takes. Actually, you know what? I'm going to play 2 on standard. That way I can play a few here before lunch, and I have to get other things done. So thanks for joining me. You can say hello in the chat. If you're watching afterward, you can say hello in the comments down below or like the video or whichever it is and whatnot. So we'll play a little standard Claw here again so that we can run through maybe a couple games, and I'm going to build live as well. All right, everything should be good. My sound should be good. So let's go down to the table here. Hey, D20, thanks for joining. Happy Friday, everybody. So I decided to go with... No worries. Hi, Josh. Hi, Late Night Gaming. This is fun. This was just a random, everybody's talking. I was like, what the heck? I'll go live. Let's do it. So since I'm going to play standard, I'm going to pull out these expert cards. I generally like to play expert, but again, I think I can show off Miss Marvel a little quicker here. So next to me, I had the Band of Badoon. So I'm going to... Oh, so I did not. I had Temporal, so I shuffled that in. So we're going to play this with the Temporal mod, which I believe comes in Kang. And we will shuffle him up. We need to build a deck. Hey, Ann. Hey, Aknith. This is great. Everybody's joining me. So I guess I know that Friday mornings are a good place to go. Hey, I'll give a little bit of a heads up. Monday morning, Brian and I are going to be running the Galaxy's Most Wanted campaign with Rocket and Groot. I don't think we have an exact time. Somewhere between 9 and 10 a.m. and we'll finish up at lunchtime. Probably play 2 if we can sneak in 3 because they're faster. But I think we've kind of learned that 2 is about the magic number. So, all right. So I'm going to play Miss Marvel in Aggression, and then I can play her in Justice, or maybe I'll do Steve's deck there, the Never Go Home deck in Protection. We'll have to see which one I end up with. So I need to build a deck. So I got my cards here. This is how I magically store my cards, in a long box. So I believe my neutral cards are here. My aggression cards are here. So let's go through. So she's somewhat obviously event focused. So we want to look for events that can work really well. We know we're going to have a whole bunch of minions here, specifically with 3 health, some with tough. We've got several that have tough on them, and 3 health and whatnot. So we're thinking about what we can do with those. So we don't need to give her bonus. Into the Fray is a good way to kill minions. So we're thinking about that card. Spider-Girl could help us to confuse because we're going to flip down a whole bunch. We could do the Hone Technique thing and increase the damage, but I'm not super worried about her damage output. Warrior Skill could be strong to increase some of those. So then I really like the no quarter bill, but I'm actually going to think about some precision strikes. I could also use her, and some melees I think might work really well here. Battle Fury can ready us if we kill a minion, so that we could possibly recur again, is a way to do that. So we could go chase him down. We do have the other ones there. I don't think I'm going to do Bug and a Spear because I'm rarely going to attack. So Tigra could also help us to clear some. We are a champion, so we can use Locust. The Get Over Here's, it's a way to deal a damage. So this is another option we could do to remove things from them. We could throw some Bring It's in. Hall of Heroes will be great because we're going to flip back and forth. I don't even know what this card does. You gain Overkill. All right, it's kind of fun. Even Attack Team could be helpful to soften some of them up. This Gatekeeper could be actually a really interesting way since we can enhance our damage by 2. Here's a way we can heal, but honestly, healing is not an issue for her. She can't be aerial. Boot Camps, maybe another one of these. We don't need those. Looking for Trouble. And whatnot. Hello. Groot is OP. Love to see it. For sure. Hey, White Wolf. Thanks for joining. Hey, Late Night Gaming. Coffee while working. Perfect. Who's the hero? The hero is Miss Marvel. All right. I love Sentry. I love She-Hulk for helping me keep down the threat. So those are going to be some go-tos. I've also got Marvel Boy. Could help me punch through those. Martial Prowess could be good here. I probably don't need clobbers. Let's see if these are interesting. Skilled Strike, Surprise Attacks. Those are pretty sweet because we can recur those. Relentless Assaults could even go through the enemies. So we'll consider that. Don't really need a counterattack. I'm not worried about taking too much damage. Don't need combat trainings. Hulk could block. Don't need these. Drop kicks are fine. We can recur them, but we don't really want to stun twice. I think I have the aggressive energies in there. 1x1 is interesting because she can bring up the level on that. So I haven't thought about this at all. And then we have the assault trainings to shuffle things back in. I'll just go with 1. Bombshell can divide her damage any way we want. It's kind of interesting. Thor could be a good cleanup card. Sunfire to remove his attachment. Kind of like it, but we'll live without it. Wolverine's always good. Psylocke will give us a confuse. Throg, because we'll probably have minions. Alright, so that's a lot of cards that I dug through. I'm trying to think about some of the other staples with her as well. We'll take our resources here. Professor X can give us that stun we need. Alright, so then I'm just thinking she doesn't really need an endurance, but we may want this. We could also use the dog. Ironheart's a pretty good card draw and a blocker for us. Nick is sweet because we can put him back every time. I won't go suit, although I like the suit. That can be fun. Lockjaw could be something we recur. Only other thing I really feel like I need is an Avengers Mansion. Man, am I missing anything with her? Deaf Focus, Unshakable. I don't think so. All right, so we're going to pare this down now in terms of what we want. So we're going to break this out. So there's too many cards. I want a little fancy. All right, so we got allies here. We got lots of allies. We got tons of events, which is going to be a big focus for us. We got resource cards galore. Too many because I took doubles. Some upgrades. She's got a lot of upgrades already. Here's a support. I can already see a bunch of events that probably don't make sense for us. I think we got plenty of damage. Okay. All right, so let's pare down a little here. So let's go through our events. So Into the Fray is good. We could then recur it to have another resource. I like the Piercing Strike. I don't think the threat removal is going to be a big deal. I also like the surprise attacks as we're flipping up. I'm not worried about Bring It or this, which is Get Over Here. I like the Assault Training, I think. I don't think we need the Relentless Assaults. There's not a ton of piercing with the surprise attack. So we'll put 1 Into the Fray in, and we'll put a melee. So we'll give ourselves a range. We also have these, which we could pump up to be a little cheaper. So we're going to give ourselves a variety of attacks here, as opposed to going all in on one. All right, who's the hero? Miss Marvel. Brandt, in general, are you a fan of the power of double resource cards? Yep, I'd say in general, I am. Mobile bunker. Didn't even think about it. Could be an idea, so I'll go back and check that out. So I put a 1x1. I have 3 surprise attacks because we can recur these when we flip up. That can be our straight damage to Klaw. Piercing Strike if he gets tough, which it's a little weird. I probably should put 2 of those if I'm worried about toughs, but we'll figure it out. We'll also have Wolverine, I think. Melee, we can pump these up to 5 and 5, and then this we could pump up to 8 to remove threat. So those are the events that I'm going to go with. There's 7 of them. I might change my mind. All right, so I could make my events bigger, or I could make it so I could pay for them. I'm not sure here. I'm going to leave myself those. I don't need these aggressions, so I'll come back to my resources. So now I've got to decide over here. Get cards back, hit minions, confuse minions. Here's a little more piercing, some threat control. So for threat control, we're going to use Sentry, we're going to use Red Dagger, we're going to use Professor X, Nick Fury, and then am I going to use Lockjaw? I like Lockjaw here, but I think we'll go without him. I think we got a lot of options. Sentry for She-Hulk, so I know a lot of people don't like encounter cards, so we'll do She-Hulk instead. I love Sentry, but people hate encounter cards. Hulk will give us just a little bit of block. Wolverine, we said we would build. Psylocke's expensive here, huh? So, do we need that extra Confuse? It can be pretty darn good. Do we want to go cheap? Or what do we want to do? All right, we'll go Ironheart and Psylocke. We'll leave these ones out. We'll take care of minions ourselves. Then over here we have a Ready. We have 2 Warrior Skills and 3 Gatekeepers. So we're just going to go down to 1 of each of these to try them out. Even the Martial Prowess might be a little bit of overkill because she has a thing in her kit. But we'll see what we got there. And then these 4 could be good. Assault Train to Recur. Hall of Heroes means we want to kill a lot of stuff. Avengers Mansion will give us our card draw. So let's see what we're at for numbers now. That's 8. I got too many allies. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So we're going to remove She-Hulk. We're going to take care of that threat otherwise. So that'll bring us down to 14. Plus these 7 gives us 21. Plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is 29. So probably a little too big for your average player. So let's see. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. So I like to have a power of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. She can pay for some things in her kit. So I think I won't do the aggressive energies. I think we'll have enough damage. And we will run 2 of these. So we're going to go this way. Brings us down to 27 cards. All right. Avengers Mansion. Do we need a tack team? Nah, we're going to have damage. We'll drop that tack team. I think we'll be fine. All right. Avengers Mansion, Hall of Heroes, Assault Training, Martial Prowess, Warrior Skill, Gatekeeper, Battle Fury. Even that, I'm not sure. Psylocke, Wolverine, Nick Fury, Professor X, Hulk, Ironheart. And then for our things here, we have Into the Fray, Melee, Piercing Strike, 3 Surprise Attacks, a 1x1, double resources, 2 power-ofs, and a power-of basic. All right, so that's our deck. 6, 13, 19, 23, 26 cards. You said Mobile Bunker, so let's do it. Spartan's here. Josh West is here. Look at this. Spartan, grats on your kid there. I think I messaged you a few times, but congratulations. And message me when you can get a game in. It's still in my brain, I promise, even though we haven't gotten to it. Spartan lives minutes from me. And we haven't streamed a live game together. Mobile Bunker. We'll throw it in. I like it. If I can find it. I'm going to organize my cards before we build on Monday. I'm too messy. All right. Come on, Champions Mobile Bunker. Well, if I don't see it on this through, then we're going to let it be. Did I forget anything specific against Klaw? Threat removal is going to be key. It's that first turn. So Klaw's a tricky one to stay down on turn 1, but I honestly could let that main scheme pop. I think I just missed it. Could it really be this far in? Sorry, everybody. I don't think I want to spend that time sifting through again. We'll go from the front again quickly and see if we see it. Because I like the include of it. I just don't want to spend forever looking for it. Oh, can I put Moon Girl in? I can, right? All right, I don't see the Mobile Bunker, so we'll put Moon Girl in instead. That'll give us a pretty good cycle of cards anyway. All right, so here we go. I think I know why I never get anything done. Yeah, so I put a 1/1 in and I put a melee in and we'll see what we want when we want it. But you could be right. Does this have to be minions? No, because it can't be an enemy. So the melee could be good to deal damage to Klaw. Would be kind of part of the idea. All right, let's make Miss Marvel work. So yeah, I mean, if you can stay down on a turn 1, then that can go pretty well. And I honestly could stay down against him turn 1. What comes out? Just the defense network? All right, so defense network is coming out. But really with him, the thing to do is to clean up everything. So you don't really want to get to your build with Klaw as quick. You know, if you can build something small, if I could put her suit down or something that's of use, Nakia or something like that. But unfortunately, I can't do like Avengers Mansion turn 1, stay down. That's probably not going to go super well. So, all right, let's see who we get for a minion. We get an Ancient Warrior who will quick strike us. So right now, if we did stay down, we'd add 1. This would add 1. He'd be 2, so that'd be 4. So if he pulls a 2, he's going to pop that scheme, which honestly is not a tragedy. The one thing in Klaw is that he can pop that scheme. Can everybody see everything? I can tuck the discard behind my face. And we got 3 on this. All right. Drink my magic potion and away we go. So what do we go to? 27? Sorry, I always say in terms of what I'm adding. So 42 cards. So I really don't think going over a card or 2 matters. Especially with her where she's going to discard a bunch of cards. So honestly could probably be a little bit bigger. But certainly there's something in there we could trim. I might have had 1 of too many. I think I had too many allies, honestly, is going to be my issue. I did keep the 2 power-ofs. So it'll be interesting. Hone Technique is real good. I definitely agree. I did not build a deck to make use of it. But that is a build that I do. Josh is saying it there. Hone Technique and no quarter is super good. And I totally agree. I was actually kind of purposely not doing that deck to see. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we've got a surprise attack, which could go right through the Ancient Warrior. If we want, we have a sneak by, which is what we want to get rid of that with. We have these cards to build. Our 1/1 would kill this Ancient Warrior and then let us hit Klaw. So that's actually a pretty good spot. And we probably want to hold that wiggle room. So we won't play the Martial Prowess or the surprise attack, I think, because the 1/1 will work just a little bit better. So let's draw 2 and see what we get. Ha, there's my Avengers Mansion. So we can at least get the Hall of Heroes down. And then we'll get 1 extra card. We'll have to give up wiggle room, but I think we'll be okay. All right, so we look pretty good. So first thing we're going to do is Teen Spirit. We're going to discard until we get a card into suit. All right. So now we have to figure out if we like Hall of Heroes better, if we like her suit better. All right, so Hall of Heroes could pay for the suit, right? And then Sneak By could be these 2 cards. And then 1/1, and we could hold wiggle room. So bye-bye Hall of Heroes. So Hall of Heroes is going to play her suit, which lets us use it to pay for an event. Oh, we can also pick back up if we wanted to hold something else, right? So if we use the Mansion to play for that, then we could play Hall of Heroes. Yes. Then we could play this, pick it up, and do the sneak by and not have the wiggle room and have both of these. I love it. All right. So we will flip up. We will then play 1/1. We'll deal 2 damage to the Ancient Warrior. That takes him out. We'll deal 2 damage to Klaw. If it defeats an enemy, deal 2 damage to an enemy. We will then use her ability, her Morphogenics, to recur it back to our hand. And then we will spend wiggle room and 1/1 to sneak by and get rid of the defense network. Okay, we got a lot of people here. Let me keep up with this. Yep, it's bonkers. With Nebula, with her techniques and overkill, really have a ton of fun with her as well. Yep. There you go. Yeah, the Nebula deck works really well for that. You can say the deck was embiggened. Cool. All right, so here we go. We have defeated 1 minion. So we've got this. So now we got everything cleared in front of us. We actually have a little bit of build too. So that was quite an incredible turn one. And that was just my thought process and thinking about, I just used this to recur for a resource, right? I didn't need the extra damage. I didn't want to pull the 1x1. I could have pulled Sneak By. I could have had the wiggle room, you know, and not gotten rid of that. But this just clears everything, which is kind of the best place to be with Klaw and makes it easiest to flip down. So next turn, we probably have a Amir Khan, and if we can get Red Dagger as well, that would probably be our play. One for him, pull a card or two. That's probably going to be what we do, but I mean, if we end up needing a Hulk or something, but Red Dagger's super strong, he's 2 thwart, he's 2 attack, and then when he leaves, we can spend 2 resources, put him back in our hand, and deal 2 damage anywhere, so we can really get that damage piling on. So these are the 2 cards that I'm thinking about playing. I probably won't recur an event, but if a big enemy comes out, maybe I do Into the Fray with a bunch of these, recur it, and then I can play Amir Khan on the flip down. So that is my thought process. Hopefully I'm not talking too fast. Don't forget the counter. Got it. Good. Thank you, everybody. Should I zoom this in just a little? Oop, that's out. Is that any better? Not much. All right. So there we go. There's our hand, and away we go. We're going to add a threat. He's going to attack us. We're just going to take it. So he's going to attack us for 0 plus 2 cards. It's going to be a 0 and a boost, which we're going to put the weapons runner into play. So we're going to take 0 damage, and then the weapons runner is going to hit us for 1. We go to 9. So no need to block there. If I had a wiggle room, I might have considered that because I could draw another card. All right, and then we get our encounter card, which is going to be an Armored Guard. All right, so we're not worried about flipping down against him because he's just a 0 scheme. We're probably going to lose this scheme when we do all this, but no big deal. So we're going to enact exactly the plan we said. We are going to use Miss Marvel to get rid of this 1 threat. Or I could pop that tough. We'll get rid of the threat for now. Then we're going to flip down. Yes. Then we're going to use Into the Fray to play Amir Khan to get some of this build going. We're going to exhaust him. We're going to place a card from our discard pile on the bottom of our deck. So we're going to take this Wiggle Room. Do I want the Sneak By? Or get the Mansion back at some point? That's okay. We'll take the Wiggle Room. We'll put it on the bottom, so maybe we get a little bit of defense going. And then we draw a card. So we're going to draw Professor X. I don't really need the Confuse here, though, so we're going to live without it. We're going to use these 3 allies. You can see I got too many allies, I think. We're going to use Hulk, Psylocke, and Professor X to play Red Dagger. Red Dagger is going to attack for 2 and take out the weapons runner. No Hall of Heroes. Thanks, everybody, for joining me. This is fun. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we've got a Moon Girl. Hopefully I won't forget. I'm letting everybody know. I know I have to play Moon Girl on this side because I'm a champion. I apologize in advance if I forget. Hopefully by saying that I'll know. Bruno's an interesting play, but honestly, we may just sneak by and see if we can get Wolverine out or something like that. We've got 2 bonus cards now, right? Because we get 1 from her ability. Oh, that's what I forgot. I forgot to do her ability. So I might have been able to hold Professor X on that last one. But it's okay. I think we'll be all right here. But we got a card from Amir Khan. So we're really thinking about 8 cards. So if we add 2, there's 6, right? We can play a Sneak By, or we could recur Sneak By to be able to play Wolverine to hold a Moon Girl or something for next turn. So trying to give you a little bit of what I'm thinking about here. We're going to add a threat. He's going to scheme for 2 plus 0 on the Immortal Klaw. So that works well. So this will go to 3. And again, I'm not worried about this popping. If this pops, we get 1 more enemy. We are built to take out enemies. And then we just get an 8 threshold, so we're good. The Armored Guard will scheme for 0, and we get an encounter card, which is a weapons runner, which will surge into an illegal arms factory. All right, and we're going to put 4 on that. So that's a little bit of an issue. So here now I'm thinking that this will probably be okay. We've got Red Dagger. We might take out the illegal arms factory. We could play Moon Girl and maybe think about holding on to Wolverine. So that might be my plan. I think I'm seeing what I want to do. Yep. And then we'll get rid of this Armored Guard as we can. All right, let's smell like Teen Spirit. Sorry, it's just Teen Spirit. I don't mean to do the Nirvana thing on purpose. All right, Wiggle Room is what we're going to get. We're going to always discard first because then Amir Khan lets us put anything back on the bottom of our deck. And we might discard something that's a, quasi-key piece. We want to get Bill going, so we're going to put the Avengers Mansion on the bottom so we can get that coming out. And then we draw a card. So now we have a beautiful set of 8 cards. Here, there's a double resource. Man, if that was genius, we would be set. All right. So I could play a bunch of these, but honestly, I could get Moon Girl down. All right, so I think I see what I want to do. I also got to think about killing things. Me. I have this melee. If I use myself, that could be a plan. That could be a plan. All right. All right, we're going to flip up. We are going to... I know we want to do it that way. We're going to use Bruno and Wolverine. We're going to wait for damage later. And, sorry, we're going to attack for 1. We're going to get rid of the tough. We're going to use Wolverine, Bruno, and the suit to play melee. Melee is going to deal 3 damage here and 3 damage here, taking both of them out, giving us 3 counters, or 2 counters. We used Amir Khan. Then we are going to spend these 3, strength and a warrior skill, to play Moon Girl. We're going to draw 1 card, which is an Embiggen. We're going to use our Wiggle Room and our Sneak By to Embiggen. Moon Girl and Red Dagger are going to take out the Arms Factory. All right, there we go. So we cleaned everything up again, and we've got an Embiggen on the table now. We've got counters on this, so we're getting lots of ways to do that. Made a Miss Marvel Justice deck to play 2-handed with Nova. Looking forward to that. Yeah, sounds great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Love it. All right, lots of double resources here, which is cool, right? This looks like too many resources, but remember, I can recur one of these. So I can Big Hands and Embiggen it, bring it back, right? I've already played it, and then I can play it again. And then my Piercing Strike can be played with this one. Honestly, my suit becomes a little bit of a waste, so we're in a good spot. Since I don't have a Wiggle Room here, I think my plan is just to block with Moon Girl. I could also block with Red Dagger, because I have the extra resources, which is what I'm thinking now. So let's do that. So let's block with Red Dagger. We add a threat. He's going to attack for 0 plus, if the activation deals damage, exhaust your hero. So it actually deals 0 damage. So Red Dagger is fine. All right, there you go. Actually, what does that say? Damage to you, exhaust your hero. Okay, good. So that was interesting. And then we'll draw an encounter card, which will be Sound Manipulation, take 2 damage, Claw heals 2. So I'm going to go down to 7. He's going to go back to a full 12. And now we've got a build. Yeah, no, I mean, Miss Marvel Justice is awesome. I play a ton of multiplayer, obviously, and she's just so good there. I love it. So this is our damage turn. Don't actually have a ton of threat removal. So we're going to have to figure out something. But again, I think I'm just going to let that thing pop. So that's what I got to figure out, is whether I'm going to let Moon Girl go. But probably, because I could put her back in. All right, let's Big Hands and Embiggen it. And then we will Morphogenics to bring it back. So it's going to deal 6 damage to him. Our energy is out. So he's going down to 6. And then we will play Big Hands for 4. And bring him down to 2. We're going to flip down. We are going to do our Teen Spirit. And we get another Big Hands. So that's not going to be super helpful. And then we'll do Amir Khan. And we're going to put a double resource on the bottom. So when we draw that mansion, we can play that as well. So we'll put our genius there. And then we draw a card. Oh, it's Mr. Nick Fury. So that's interesting. So we could put Nick out to clear all that threat, huh? Is that a waste? Is that a waste, folks? Hall of Heroes. Or do we hold him for next turn when we have a ton of cards? Should I show letting that pop is not a big deal? Ooh, I don't actually know my best plan here. That's a lot of damage I'm getting rid of. We'll hold. We'll hold. We'll let that pop. Actually, you know what? Since we're going to have Nick Fury, we will at least bring this down. And maybe it doesn't pop. 2, 3. So draws a 0. So probably not. All right, so we'll bring that one down. And then we will draw back up. We'll keep our hand. We're going to draw the 3 on the flip up. So we're going to have 1 card here, 1 card here, 3 cards here. We're going to have an 11 card hand. All right, there we go. Ready everything up. He's going to add a threat here. He's probably going to scheme out, and we're going to be okay. Everyone together. Collect a breath. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. It's Friday. All right. He's going to scheme for 4. This is going to pop. All right, and we're going to flip this, and then we're going to go get a minion. So it's going to be a guard. All right, perfect. We have Piercing Strike. Oh, man, I'm doing the Steve thing. Perfect. We also have Shrink if we have to control that threat, but I don't really think it's going to be too bad, so we'll see how it goes. And then our encounter card will be, hey, it's a T-Rex. Sweet, so now we can recur Piercing Strike. All right, or we could use Red Dagger to pop one of those. That could be an idea, too. All right, let's, what do we want to do? Let's use her ability. And we get Nakia. Nice. And then we will use Hall of Heroes and draw 3. Surprise attack, big hands, and an Ironheart. Love it. And then we will use Amir Khan, and we'll put another double resource on the bottom, basically guaranteeing that we can get that Avengers Mansion out and draw a card. Sneak by. All right, now we got too many cards. So, I don't think threat's going to be a big issue, so we're going to get rid of Shrink to play Nakia. Nakia makes the next card we play is reduced by 1. So let's go ahead and use a surprise attack. We have 2 sneak bys? Nope. And this. So the next card is reduced by 1, and we will play Ironheart. And then after we play Ironheart, we draw a card, which is our Assault Training. Don't think I'm going to go for that right now. I don't feel too worried about shuffling things back in. In fact, the way she uses her own ability, I think Assault Training isn't something that we highly needed. There's no threat, so Assault Training, sneak by one of our big hands. And is it going to be our surprise attack? Sure. And our surprise attack, we're going to use all of those because of those toughs to play Nick Fury. Draw 3, which I think is going to be our mansion. Yep. And then we're going to play the Piercing Strike. That's going to take him out. We're going to big hands there. Yeah, we're good. All right. So we will flip up. Ironheart will get rid of the tough on this T-Rex. Then we're going to play Piercing Strike using Power of Aggression. Deal 3 damage and pierce. Get rid of the guard. We're going to... I wasn't exhausted, right? I just did it? Okay. We're going to Morphogenics to bring that back. Then we're going to use our suit and our Piercing Strike to play big hands. We're going to embiggen it to go to 6, take out the T-Rex. And then we are 1 short here, so we're just going to hold these cards. And let's see, did we take both of those out? We did, right? So we get 2 counters here. Nick Fury. I know I have those. Do I want to just do that? Yeah. So Nick Fury will deal 2 damage. That will flip him. So Klaw's going to go to the next stage. 18. We're going to go find a Mortal Klaw, which got discarded a little while ago. Put it out. Man, I love this fight. He's going to get plus 10 to go to 28, and there's going to be 3 threat on there. We are then going to... We're going to have to leave that, huh? So Red Dagger will deal him 2 damage, go to 16. When Red Dagger is defeated, we can spend 2, so we'll spend our wiggle room and our power in all of us Bring Red Dagger back to our hand and deal 2 damage, down to 24. Nick's got one on him, and we're good. We're in the kill zone now. So you see we're kind of building as we're flipping and getting everything going. Good luck. Thank you. Oh. All right. So we're drawing back up. We're going to go through our deck. There's our doubles to play our mansion. So we'll either decide to set up or we'll have what we need to kill him. That seems a little extreme, but with this we can deal 10, and if we pop that, it's 10. There's only 4 more to go, so not that bad. Steve, let me play Miss Marvel, for sure. So fun. She's a little weird to get used to. It's interesting, I noticed in this game, so I haven't healed so far, but I've sometimes used her ability, right, to remove a threat or pop a tough, and then other times I've used it to recur. I don't think I've ever... I think maybe Big Hands on the turn before this, I played twice. So you're not always recurring the card to play the same card. So there's a lot of options, right? Like in general, I'm recurring the card to get that card back and maybe have a resource or something. There is a 1/1. So we're going to get an extra encounter card. He's going to attack. We're putting 2 threat on the main, sorry. He attacks for 1 + 1 + 1 is 3, so Nick is out. And then our encounter cards are going to be Sound Body. He has Retaliate 1, which isn't too bad because we deal damage. And then we can either exhaust or spend 3 resources. I think we're fine with exhausting because we don't have too much to do here. All right, so we will spend our 4 to play our mansion. Mansion comes out, we'll draw a card. It's Bruno. We're talking about him right now. We're talking about Bruno. So we need to play him to get that threat off of there. Yeah, advance will definitely hurt us here. We could stay up, but that's kind of boring. All right, so I could play the 1/1 just to get damage on him. I don't care about that. All right, we'll flip down. We'll do our Teen Spirit ability, and we'll draw a Wiggle Room. Then we will do Amir Khan, and we'll put a card back on the bottom. We don't have our card, so at this point we're just going to put a double resource on the bottom. Our Genius, we're going to draw a card, which is a double. Great. All right, so Nakia will make the next card we play 1 fewer, and Strength is going to play Red Dagger. And then our 1/1 is going to play Bruno, and we're going to exhaust Bruno to hold our Wiggle Room. And then Red Dagger is going to get rid of the 2 threat on the main scheme because we don't want this to pop. So we could lose to an advance. That is the big idea. Yep. Everybody sees it. But honestly, even here, let's see. He goes to 2, 4, 6. Yeah. So an advance would lose us it. And there's 1 in the discard pile. So let's see how this goes. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It is true, though. So I could have stayed up knowing I might want to ignore that, but we'll see. Or avoid that, I should say. 2 plus. I am stunned. So this will go to 4, and then here's the big moment, right? It is a sound manipulation. He heals 4, goes to 28, and we're good. So sometimes you just got to dodge it. All right, Avengers Mansion draws us a card. Teen Spirit goes and gets us too many allies. That was the problem with this deck. A Shrink. Amir Khan is going to put who back? How about Wolverine? And draw us a card. We don't have enough here. Red Dagger and Ironheart are going to take out the Immortal Claw. She's out. He's got 2. He goes down to 18. I am stunned, huh? I am shocked. We got a lot here. All right, so on the flip, we can play Moon Girl. So we have Wiggle Room. We could attach a card there. Wow. So Big Hands. We got 14 damage here, and the surprise attack is not quite enough. So we could do these to dig out Moon Girl. Let's see what we get. All right. So we will flip up. On the flip up, we'll use Nakia. On the flip up, we'll play surprise attack. It fizzles because we're stunned. And then we will play another surprise attack. Then we will... So we got a lot of responses. Hold on, I should go through that slowly. So I'm going to play Nakia, who says the next card's reduced by 1. When I flip up, I'm going to respond. This is an attack, so I'm stunned. I'm going to respond again because I have an unlimited response window. Okay? So now I play surprise attack. I use my suit, and I deal 4 damage, and I'm going to embiggen it. So it's going to be 6 damage. He goes down to 12. Then I'm going to Morphogenics as a response, bring surprise attack back to my hand, and then I'm going to respond with surprise attack. And I am going to use a Big Hands to play surprise attack. So now I deal 4 more, bringing him down to 8. Actually, with Red Dagger, I might have had the kill, huh? I will use 2 Sneak Buys and a Shrink to play Moon Girl. Moon Girl, then I played 3 Mental, so I'm going to draw 3 cards. And I will use my Assault Training and my Into the Fray to play Big Hands, deal 4 damage to him. He's down to 2, so yeah, honestly, if I had not... Or down to 4. Had I not done the other, we would have been good. I will then bring my Wiggle Room back with Bruno, right? Add up to 3 cards. Okay. And I will use Power of Aggression and Wiggle Room to play Sneak By. Get rid of 3 threat. Ooh, okay, so I hit him how many times? The first one fizzled, the second one hit him, the third one hit him, and then did I hit him with the Big Hands? Yeah. All right, so I am down to 4. Moon Girl will then have to remove this threat, because otherwise she's done. Oh. Hold on. Nope, we'll have more fun than that. Moon Girl will hit him. She takes a retaliate. She's out. He goes to 2. All right, here we go. And we draw up. Lots of cards on the table. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So then he's going to add a threat. He's going to attack. Red Dagger's going to block. It's going to be 1 plus 1 plus 0 is 2. Red Dagger's going to be out. I'm going to respond. Spend 2. I'm going to spend Surprise Attack and Battle Fury. Put Red Dagger back in my hand. Deal 2 damage. Done. So there you go. So we saw some things for Miss Marvel there. I got this build going, right? With Klaw, you had to kind of, in my mind, you have to take care of kind of what's on the table there. And with her, it could take a little bit longer. So you're looking for those cheap cards to get out. I got lucky on turn 1 that both of these could come out. Honestly, that made a big difference to then push. I had to risk an advance at one point, so that could just be a loss. With 1 advance in a deck that had about 20 cards in it, I wasn't super worried. If you're playing people like Ultron that have more of those, it could be frustrating, I could see. And then just slowly building. I set up the Avengers Mansion. I didn't try to get it early, right? So I was putting the double resources, and I saw that I way overplayed my hand on allies. It just wasn't what I needed. I probably could have gone with more events. Maybe even a chase them down could have been smart, but threat really wasn't an issue there. But again, I could have had a Hulk to block. I don't think these confuses were as strong as I was counting on them to be, so I think one of these 2 would have been fine. Probably not gone with Psylocke and gone with Professor X. Yeah, Moon Girl's good. So that is that idea. Go Red Dagger. All right. Miss Marvel's dad knows Wolverine, and the reason he's at the bottom of the deck is Wolverine's turned up at her house, and her dad said, oh, she'll be back any minute. That's great. Love it. She's so fun. Maybe not as powerful as some of the S-tier heroes, but super strong in justice and aggression. Yeah, she's super combo-y. She's very strong. Like, she gets in her lane, and she's very strong. I'm going to damage everything. I'm going to, I'm going to damage everything. I'm going to do, justice, remove threat. She's highest threat removal. So what I find with the whole ranking is the S-tier heroes are the ones that could play solo, like on every level, and they stun and confuse which makes a big difference. But honestly, in multiplayer, she's S tier. For sure. Like, whatever task you give her to do, she's going to do it 100%. So, she's super helpful there. All right, another fight here. I think I'll go a little quicker. Or not a little quicker. I'll just go for something quicker, is what I mean to say there. And we don't try Lockjaw this time. And I will fight Crossbones. I think that was one of the other ones that was listed in the Discord there. That way I won't have a super long fight ahead of me here. You know, this would have been a little longer with, had it been, what do I want to say? Had this been expert, right? Because I would have had to deal with this, and I wouldn't have had that time where I took 0 damage. I'd have to deal with that and a couple other things. But honestly, when he gets to this last stage, he just adds toughness. It's not a big deal. I can just use her to get rid of it, or just somebody's attack. You know, and there's a decent amount of more health. That's the biggest thing. He's got 10 extra health, so it's a reasonable amount of damage, but I would have had it on that last turn, so. Oh, nice. The first hero she ever teamed up with was Wolverine. I love it. That's funny. Yeah, I don't think of her as like in the X-Men vein. All right, cool. So we'll take on Crossbones. So I guess people can tell me if they want to see, I could play Steve's deck there, the Never Go Home deck, which is Protection. Or I can play Injustice. I know a lot of people said they like her in Justice. I don't know if you've like kind of Justice is played out with her. So I can play either of those. Leadership is fine. You can play her in Leadership. What you want to do is really hammer the make the calls. You use her Teen Spirit ability to put allies in the discard pile, and then you get them back with Make the Call. There's a couple attack cards that you can play, and you can do things like Hit and Run, which is a basic card, and you can double it up, which works pretty well for her, which is neat. So, yeah. So you can let me know there in the chat if you want to see... I'm going to fight Crossbones, so do you want to see Justice, or do you want to see Protection with her? Either is fine. I'll build either one. And I'll try to remember to go back down to the table. Cool, so that worked pretty well. We kind of gave ourselves a bunch of them. I could have had a 40-card deck, right? I never played Warrior Skill, so I gave myself a lot of build. I could have really focused on those events a little bit more. I put 7 in. I probably could have pushed to 9, pulled back the allies. But the idea was generally there. And since every card's a resource, when you make a little mistake, you know, you can see a little different. I got 1 vote for Justice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Anybody else? Oh, awesome, Black Lodge. I hope so. I talk fast and I play fast, and I try to talk through. I tried to back up on some of the things so I could say what I did and how I did it. But if you have any other questions, you can go to Discord. You can put it in the comments down below. Obviously, if you're watching now, but if you're busy, let me know. But that was the idea, was to kind of show you this is the way I'm thinking about playing her, right? This is what I'm doing, and I guess I didn't realize that I'd do a little bit more. I removed 1 threat. I removed a tough with her. I recurred a card to play as a resource, and I recurred a card to play it again. So there's all of those options. I did it again with Surprise Attack. And then Josh, Get Up and Game Josh, had mentioned it there in the Discord, but like, understanding that there's an unlimited response window really makes a big difference with her. Justice as well. I got 2 Justice and 1 Protection. All right. So we'll see where that goes. But what was I saying? So once you realize there's that unlimited response window, you realize you can play multiple cards. So I did that on that one turn. I tried to slow it down a little bit. And I did Surprise Attack. It removed my stun. Then I played another Surprise Attack. I recurred it with her ability, and then I played it again, right? And I could embiggen in there. So I had all those responses in that window, and that's a big part of what she can do, is that super mega response window. All right, well, 2 Justice and a Protection. So let me get Crossbones out and see if anybody else makes a vote there. Not that I'm trying to sway it one way or the other, but at least give people time. I probably could have done a little vote for what you want. But, c'est la vie. All right. Loki is not Crossbones. What order are these things in? It's got to be king. He was just right here. Did I move him somewhere else? It's Taskmaster. Zola. I think he'd be right here, right? That's where I would put him. I just keep looking at him here. Hood. Wow, this makes for boring video. Absorbing Man. I bet this is him. Oh, I gotta find those experimental weapons. Crossbones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Perfect. Alright. Crossbones with what? What comes in him? Hydra Patrol, Weapon Master, and Legions of... Oh, Legions of Hydra is brutal. And solo, so I guess we try it, right? Alright, I shuffled in my experimental weapons to the Wrecking Crew. Hey, and it's there. But then sleeves. 2. I'll go down to my table in a minute. 3. 1 more? 1 more? Oh, why? Oh no! Where's the other one? Really? Where the heck did I put the other experimental weapon? Grr. Alright, well, we'll have 3, and hopefully a 4th one won't come out. We'll figure something out. Completely finish the game. I did say one way or another, didn't I? Oops. So yeah, we played this scenario with the experimental weapons shuffled in. And I only have 3 of them left. But it is truly not here. Clear the road. Just passing it by. Alright, so hopefully he only gets 3 experimental weapons. Oh, no, I need my cards. Hold on. Alright. Okay, looks like justice it is. Which is fine. Crossbones can be tricky. And we need to get... So any mods that I should put in? I guess I need to put in Legions of Hydra because it's a pain in the butt, right? What do I have here for mods? I think I have a Lady Deathstrike somewhere. Is this her? Nope, that's Generation Y. Get rid of him. Is this... So we'll shuffle in Lady Deathstrike. Because I got that one right here. Do I seriously just have the 4th one? Oh my gosh! It was sitting on the table in front of me the whole time. That's what you get. Alright. So we'll put that one in. And I know you were saying that the Legions of Hydra and the Hydra Patrol were a pain. So I guess instead of the weapons, we'll put these ones in. And I'm going to try to find the other two there. Hydra Patrol. I know, really, right? I should have all my cards organized so that I don't have to do this. I did see my ship. I'm going to put it there with that. Here's Hydra Patrol. Bomb Scare. What a horrible noise. Where are you, Lady Hydra? Madame Hydra? Anachronauts, that one's a pain too. Sorry, everyone. I guess we're all chilling, right? It's Friday. We're good. What's new? What's happening this weekend? Playing Champions? Playing other games? Family? It's like 10 billion degrees here in Connecticut today. Literally, though, it's like 60 degrees. It's like a record-setting day. So welcome to winter. Pirates. Mr. Hyde. No Madame Hydra. Note to self before the campaign next week. Go get all the mods out. All right, there's my Sentinels. I don't know why I don't organize them and put all the things in. It's great. I love that people do that. It's not where my brain goes time-wise. My brain is like playing, deck building, etc. A Natural Storm, Legions of Hydra. Last one I look at. All right, there we go. Always the last place you look. All right. Yeah, no, I did find it. Thank you, everybody. All right, so we're putting in Lady Deathstrike, Legions of Hydra. Yep. Hydra Patrol. So all these ones are going in. And I need her card. Where is her card? Did I put it in here? Home by Dawn. Yep. All right, so we got to build Justice. So one thing to think about for Crossbones, first off, the key is we want to get rid of his weapons. So we don't want to have any weapons. He doesn't have piercing, all that stuff going on. So we got to deal with that. And then secondly, he's got these 3 schemes, and they actually do matter if they pop. Now, one pop, they're just going to pop as part of it. But we don't want long, sweeping, get rid of threats. We don't need to get rid of 6 threat, 5 threat at a time, whatever it is. So something like Lay Down the Law can be okay, but it's not amazing here with her. Normally I love Lay Down the Law, so we really want things that increase that, like Under Surveillance and a bunch of other stuff. So we've got to think about some of that when we are building here for Justice. So things like multitasking, because we could do one way or another, and some of that stuff. Let's see if we have anybody in here we want. So we have a Sense of Justice. Here's a van. So this is another scenario. We played Ultron last night. Wasn't very good. We didn't do very well, is what I should say. And she's not bad. It was tough, but I put 2 vans in for Ultron, the Under Surveillance. Sorry, it's called Under Surveillance, but I say van. So he's another scenario with the 3 that I don't want to pop that I probably would put 3 in. I can obviously only have 1 in play, but I just want to see it that much more frequently. So then I think she can play this kind of fast deck, right? I really like these Stealth Strikes. We were saying that the... Nope, I didn't go to the table. Playing more Champions. That's awesome. So good. And older kids, that'll be great. They get to get away. You get to spend time with just your son. Clean the bathrooms on your day off. Awesome. Make sure you scrub right around the edge. I see a little dirt there. All right, so we have that. One way or another could be good. Is there any scheme we actually want to pull out of this deck? So, I mean, we could deal with this and the acceleration. Maybe we're not pulling Legions of Hydra out. That's for sure. Hydra Patrol's not fun. Seeking Vengeance. We bring her into play. I don't know. I'll put one in and see, because maybe on an end turn I would use it, but honestly I'm not sure that one way or another is really what we want at all. And let me zoom the camera out just a little bit. Darn it, why do I always go the wrong way? See a little bit more of my space here for building. Okay. So there is that. Blindfold could be pretty strong, and we'll ignore the rest of these. All right, so we can make this very event focused. So these clear the areas are obviously super good in solo. We can also do a concussive blow, which will help us to flip down. And that can be recurred a little bit and paid for. We could do the multitasking, but honestly, now that I think about it, this is actually pretty good with one way or another. And with her, she can pump these up to 4, but I don't really want to deal with those. So for Justice is okay. I'm going to still consider Lay Down the Law, but it's probably not what we're looking for. These Turn the Tides are going to be a nice cheap way to deal with that. And we could do some stuff with that, but I think we're good there. Problem Solvers is a multiplayer card in my mind. None of this Swift Retribution, Justice Serve. We could ready ourselves a little bit. Overwatch for a pinch, maybe. Skilled Investigator, maybe. A Spycraft could be okay. We are not an Avenger, even the odds. Crisis Avert. So see, that's a card I'm just not going to play here. I don't want to remove 6, pump it up to 8. Too much. I'll drop these Concussive Blows and Stealth Strikes, but I don't expect you to... Oh, Pivotal Moment is interesting. Let's do it. Let's play Pivotal Moment and see if we can make it work. Because that we could recur and get a lot of cheap damage on him. I like it. After an ally thwarts and defeats a side skiing. We're not doing that. We don't need surveillance teams. We probably got enough here. Honestly, that's probably most of what we need. Here, and I'll take another look for that Champion's Mobile Bunker. Counterintelligence is a good way to deal with flipping down. Check out these. We could beat Cop, but I think she'll be fine on her own to remove all that stuff. Sonic Rifle's pretty solid, just to get those confuses in, right? So we can flip down. We don't need a Heroic Intuition, because we're not going to be thwarting very often. Wasp. So 2 for 2 threat removal. Maybe, probably not. Daredevil's much better. Eros, Speed and Jack Flag are options. Ooh, if Coulson I like, Wiccan I like. Let's do the Venom thing, because we're trying to keep that threat clear, which actually kind of makes me want to play a surveillance team. When you defeat a minion, remove a threat from a scheme, it's fine. Alright, we'll consider that. We still got a lot more cards here. Nope. Alright, cool. So that is what we're thinking. I'm going to take one more peek for that Mobile Bunker, and then we'll thin this down. So I'm pulling too many cards because I'm just kind of talking through them. If I was playing at building at a little bit of a slower pace, which I guess is weird, right? On camera, should I be building slower? I probably should. Do I need a target acquired? I don't know. Plasma Pistol's not a bad way to get rid of toughs if he's going to end up with a bunch of toughs. Crew Quarters is a way to heal us up, but honestly, she stays pretty healthy. Yeah, so these hit and runs are something she can play in leadership. These are attack and thwart, so you can pump them both up and do 4 and 4. So that's a nice card to add in if you're in something like leadership where there aren't a lot of attack and thwart events. Actually, can she do attack, thwart, and defense? Yeah. I am just quick looking through for that Mobile Bunker. And I do not see it. Oh, it's right there next to Go for Champions. Okay, we do have it. See? Everyone was panicking except me. All right, here we go. So I like this idea of just keep all the threat off his thing and then see if we can play Pivotal Moment. So we're going to go for that. So this is going to team up with that, and then Coulson... Now, hold on. My brain gets going, and it's like... You can hear it. Okay, here's our resources. Here's our supports. We just got way too much. I can already cut stuff as I go through here. Wiccan, Speed, Jack Flag, Arrows, Daredevil, Wasp. We got this upgrade. We got all these pivotal moments. I love this. I love this plan. This is going to either work or fail miserably. I love it. All right, turn the tides. You can quote me on that. These lay down the laws. More here. These events. Okay. All right, so allies. So as we go through here, I think we'll play Eros. We'll play Coulson. We'll play Venom. And do we want somebody big or somebody small? We're going to have Ironheart over there, so that's all we're going to play. We're considering a Sense of Justice. We're doing 2 Vans. We're doing a Spycraft. We're going to ignore all this stuff. We'll consider counterintelligence, and that we'll hold these 3 for now. All right, for events, we're going to go with clear the areas. We're going to keep that threat down. Using those clear the areas, these pivotal moments. So this is a card that doesn't get played a bunch. I'm going to try it out. Deal 2 damage to the villain, 5 instead if there's no threat in the main scheme. So 2 for 5 damage, pump it up with her, makes it 7. Wonder, I think I'll play all 3, what the heck. We'll play 2 Stealth Strikes, and then we're going to play these foileds, which is what we're going to do to keep threat down in the other mode. Let's see. Since we're removing threat, we'll do Turn the Tide, and we'll play a Concussive Blow. I'm not going to go with the one way or the other, the Lay Down the Laws. This is my favorite card with her because she's flipping all the time. I got to at least consider one, huh? All right, and then we'll get rid of the one way or another and all that stuff. So then, over here, we've got a pile of allies. These are all pretty darn good. But we'll keep Lockjawed again, because we don't really need that threat removal in this one. And how many did we go with here? So 7 was a lot. 7 will be okay this time. Let's pitch Eros. We'll be able to remove our own threat, so we don't really need the 2. So we'll go with these 6. 6, 9, and 6 is 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 31. Shh. All right, 32, 33, 34. We're not going to worry about those events because we don't need to pump up the threat removal. All right, so what are we going to pull? We'll pull 1 Turn the Tide. We'll pull 1 Foiled. Yeah, the clear the areas are pretty strong. And we'll pull Lay Down the Law. That's a lot of events, huh? So we're going to have to pull something here. All right, so we'll get rid of counterintelligence. And do we need Sense of Justice for resources? Boy, I like it. I like it, but we'll get rid of it. Because we got other ways. All right, so now we're down to 10, 13, 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We're at 29. And we don't have doubles. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 cards. Use that. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that use that. So we can go to 1 power in all of us. And we're just going to have to cut some other things here. All right. Let's... All right, let's cut these Stealth Strikes. We're not going to worry about getting rid of the 4 there. So that puts us at, that was 32. We're down to 30. What are we going to pull? Are we going to go with 1 Van? Honestly, that Mobile Bunker might be the thing that I pull. Although I could run through for when that's clear. We'll pull the Surveillance Team, maybe. And, oh, what do we got here? Hey, Evan. That's going to give us that. We're going to have a Confuse there. We're going to have a Confuse there. So maybe we'll live without Concussive Blow and just go with the Sonic Rifle. All right, let's see. What does that get us down to? 4, 9, 10, 11. And these 6 make 17, 23, 7. Love it. All right, 2 Turn the Tides, 2 Foileds, 3 Pivotal Moments. I think that's 1 too many. 3 Clear the Areas, Sonic Rifle, Spycraft, 2 Under Surveillance. Could be 1 too many, but I like it. Avengers Mansion, Mobile Bunker, Nick, Professor X, Moon Girl, Ironheart, Agent Coulson, Ooh, and a Venom here. I might be an extra card. And then 6 resources here. All right. This is what we're trying out. Let's see how we do. Boom, boom. All right, so we shuffle this up. Does he start with an experimental weapon? He does, right here? Yep, reveal the first experimental weapon. So that's going to be our first thing, is trying to get rid of those. Then we want to get the under surveillance out. And try to play that card as much as we can. And just get the damage on him. He's very low on health, so honestly, speeding him down through damage is not too bad. We're playing on standard here, just again, because we're trying to fit in 2 games, and then I got to lunch it up. All right. That is shuffled. He's at 12 health. We go back to 10. Experimental weapon number 1 will be the armor. So 1 of each. Now he's a 2/2, huh? With piercing. Yeah, so when you're building the scenarios, you can think about something like him. He's going to have piercing a lot. So if you're playing protection and relying on toughs, it might be a little bit trickier, right? So you might want to build your deck that doesn't rely around toughs as much. You can also just make sure you clear those because you want to be tough. All right, 28, 15, so 43 card deck. So we could have trimmed down a little bit there. I think I probably would have gone to 2 pivotal moments if I was to trim down. Maybe 1 under surveillance, considering pitching the Champion's Mobile Bunker. I don't remember. Did I end up with 2 Turn the Tides? That seems pretty good. So we're going to try this whole keep the threat at 0. Let's see what goes on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. So we can't play this Turn the Tide early. I love seeing these double resources. Man, I hate getting rid of wiggle room. It's pretty tight. We'll probably get enough cards, so we'll keep it. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, we better draw something good with the Teen Spirit, right? Otherwise, we could put down the Sonic Rifle, and it won't be so bad. Okay. I'm on the table. Was I going to zoom in a little bit for you? See? Always the wrong way. Good. Good. All right, here we go. So we're going to do our Teen Spirit ability, and we get a Big Hands. Man, it's just asking us to lay on that damage. All right, so let's also look at resources. So we really want to put these 2 out, which means we'd have to spend these to get rid of his thing, right? So weirdly, we'll spend strength to put Nakia down. Nakia will decrease by 1. We'll flip up. The next card we play will be the Sonic Rifle with the energy. We're kind of wasting resources, but it's going to work. Energy will confuse him. And then we'll spend Wiggle Room, Big Hands, and Genius to get rid of the suit. And I can smack him for 1. It's kind of a weird first turn. We went through all those doubles, but the cool part is we can put the doubles back in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow, lots of mentals. So we can play that Moon Girl, shrink if we need to. But again, I don't think shrink is a crazy good strategy with the number that he's going to. He's going to attack me for 1. I'm going to take it. 1 plus 1 is 2. I go to 8. And then he's going to draw Adamantium Upgrade. Attach a name without a copy. Otherwise, this card gains Surge. Gains Piercing plus 2. We can get rid of that with 1 of each. All right, well, now he's attacking for 3 with Piercing. That's fun. So he's already confused, so we don't need Professor. Clear the area will draw us a card. So I think what I'll actually do is use Shrink Professor and clear the area to play Moon Girl. I am a champion. I am a champion. So I draw 3 because I used all those. Oh my gosh, who shuffled this? We'll use a Sneak By to play a Clear the Area. Get rid of that threat. Clear the Area draws us a card. Pivotal Moment. Beautiful. So then we will use Sneak By and Big Hands to play Pivotal Moment for 5. He goes to 6. Moon Girl smack him for 2. He goes to 2. We will flip down and heal. I'm not going to use my ability because I'm not sure that I'll draw anything super useful. So there you go. He's at 4 and confused. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's a van. We like to see that. And then Ironheart can come out and remove the one threat that's going to go on there. And then Coulson can get us a Spycraft. I wonder if I should have done the counterintelligence instead of Spycraft. I don't think I'm super worried about his encounter cards. Yeah, so that probably would have been a change. I probably would have put the counterintelligence in and popped out the Spycraft against him. All right, he adds one threat. He's confused. He's going to draw his card, full auto, Surges in Alter Ego, and then he puts Crossbones Assault out with 2 on it. People still with me here? What do we got? Oh, there's 13 of you. Happy Friday, everybody. Woo! Champions Friday. It's been a little while since I just cruised into a Champions game, so this is fun. All right, let's go. That's us. So we're just worrying about that a little bit, right? So let's put Ironheart down. She lets us draw a card. It is a sneak buy. If we get rid of this, he activates. I think I just deal with it. We will then put a van down under surveillance to raise this one up to a 7 now, which is pretty huge. And then we'll flip for our Teen Spirit and get a Bruno. Let's talk about that. So, yeah. Nakia will make the next card I play 1 fewer, so we'll do Coulson and then look for a Spycraft. It's a preparation, excuse me. So here's our Spycraft. We will then... What will we do? We will use our Spycraft to play Bruno, and we will attach Sneak By to that. We'll flip up. We will confuse. Get rid of this. Ironheart will get rid of 1 threat here. Myself and Coulson will hit him for 1 each, so he's down to 2. All right, let's draw 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. There's a wiggle room. So let's do it. He's going to add 2 threat. Where's that supposed to go? I got rid of that threat. He's going to add 2 threat to here, so it's going to be at 2 out of 7. He's going to attack me. I'm going to take it because of the wiggle room. He's attacking me for 3 plus 2 is 4, 5. Awesome. Thanks for joining, Robert, and good luck with your game with your daughter there. That sounds great. I will play Wiggle Room. I will block 3 of the damage, draw a card. It's a clear the area. Yeah, I'm not going to recur that. So I'll just let that go, and I'll take 2 damage. He's 3 because of these claws here. Then he will draw a card. And it will be another Crossbones Assault. Yikes. That's going to fight against what we're trying to do. So we could clear the area, get him to attack, and whatnot. So let's see what we want to do here. All right, I'm going to use my Embiggen to play my suit. My suit is going to play Clear the Area. I'm going to draw a card. That is a response. So I just cleared all the threat off of that. So I will play Turn the Tide, deal 3 damage. With Turn the Tide, I'm going to respond, bring it back into my hand. So I have Turn the Tide. That will bring him to the next phase. And he's going to go to 14 health. And he's going to go get his machine gun. So his machine gun comes out. Look at him. He is loaded, man. Good job, buddy. All right, and he gets 2 per player. On there, 14. Still in the same window. Turn the Tide. 3 more damage. He's down to 11. I'm going to use Bruno. I'm going to take Sneak By into my hand. I am going to use Sneak By and Amir Khan to play Pivotal Moment. Deal 5 damage to him. He's down to 6. And then, what am I going to do? He's confused. So these will bring him down to 2. I will flip down. I'll leave everybody there. I'm not going to do my ability. And away we go. So now we got him confused. He's at 6 health. It's a little shorter than Klaw, huh? So we'll draw our 6. Didn't even have time to build. There's our Pivotal Moment and our Venom. So those are the two cards we want to get on the table with clearing all that threat. So he's going to add 3 threat, but then he's confused. And he's going to draw a card. Doesn't fire the gun, and it's going to be, hey, a Hydra Soldier. So we're going to have to deal with that. So that is a guard. A guard. All right, so we got to get rid of the 3 threat. So let's do our ability. Do we know we have a card in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we should have one. Flip, it's Nick. Flip, it's foiled. Flip, it's Big Hands. There we go. I know you're the one. All right, so Nakia will make the next card. We play 1 fewer. We'll flip up. We will use an Under Surveillance to play a Big Hands. Oops, knock out the Soldier, get an encounter card. Take the Big Hands back. I really want to play Venom and Pivotal Moment. Did I use this? No, Nakia on something else. So this and this. I don't have enough. All right. What can I bring back? I brought back Big Hands, right? I used Nakia. All right, so we will use Coulson to hit him for 1. We'll use Ironheart and Moon Girl to clear the threat off the main scheme. They both go away. And then we will we'll use Avengers Mansion and Champions Mobile Bunker to play Pivotal Moment for 5 damage. And he's done. Cool, that was fun. It went fast. That's the thing with Crossbones. It's a fast fight no matter what. So you're either controlling him, and I was able to constantly confuse him and flip down and not deal with this stuff. Look, he's going to attack me, put 2 damage, then attack me for 4. That's why I couldn't clear these, right? But I was just able to layer on that damage. This was a cool card. I wish I'd gotten to recur it. Did I ever recur it and play it twice? That was neat. Plus, you know who's on the card, baby. There you go. All right, so that's him in Justice. Really, again, built around clear the area and turn the tide. She plays those cards very well. Had I not had all those confuses, I had these foils in my hand to slow him down from building, and I was able to hold him off just enough to get that on the van out. And then, you know, if this did pop, he'd get another weapon, and that's fine at that point. We could start getting rid of things and slowing him down and hopefully get another one out and then bring this one to 10, right? So that's the idea, is just slowing him down, and then we were able to just put massive damage on because we could just let these things stay here and not get us down. Cool. So that is 2 games with Miss Marvel. She is very fun to play. She's very combo-y. Really, you can shuffle a bunch of events in her deck and she will work. I had a lot of build in there. You know, if I'm playing him on Expert, I probably have to leave a little bit more control for all those things. He's dealing me a little bit more damage, but I had turns where I could flip down and heal if I needed to, relying on those wiggle rooms too, as well, to be able to do that. You spend longer building your deck and shuffling his mods in than actually playing the game. Yeah, he is a very fast fight there as well. Awesome. So hopefully that is helpful to people who are, you know, struggling a bit with playing Miss Marvel. Obviously, we were 2 for 2 here. There's no guarantees on that. I didn't draw the advance on the one that could have ended the game, right? There's always something there. But it just gives you the idea of what she can do. And I think that response window is a big part of it, right? I did it in this game, too. It was like, remove all the threat, draw a card, draw Turn the Tide, still in the response window, play Turn the Tide, Morphogenics, bring it back, play it again. And had I had an Embiggen, I could pump it up. So it's doing all those things in one window to really trigger all the things that she can do and whatnot. So a lot of fun to play. So thanks so much, everybody, for joining me. Again, on Monday, Brian and I are going to be playing Rocket and Groot through the Galaxy's Most Wanted standard campaign that a lot of us struggled with out of the box. We're going to do a rotating draft through for each of the aspects we can play them in all 4. And when we get to Ronan, we will build our decks to what we think. We'll probably do that a little bit ahead of time and then fight Ronan and see if we can get him down in that campaign, because I feel like those 2 heroes can do that campaign. They're very good heroes. Steve would always just do Rise of Red Skull and show, you know, they're as good as everybody else. In some sense, whatever it is you're looking for. But I thought, well, let's do Galaxy's Most Wanted. That'll be the fun way to do that. So Thanks, everybody. That's it. Enjoy your Friday. Enjoy your Saturday. Enjoy your Sunday. If you're around, come back and join us on Monday morning. Somewhere between 9 and 10, you'll see the video posted once I get a chance to chat. I know, Robert. I like to play some of these games more in the middle of the day so that those across the pond can watch. So we'll see if I can fit more of these in. I was inspired today, so thank you there. All right, everybody. That is it for that. Thanks so much for watching. My name is the Brandt. Until next time, I hope you step into the portal. Have a good one.